Hey guys, and welcome back to Brexit England, Northern Ireland, and Eastern Europe. And in Brexit England, it seems that Liz Truss is running true to form, exactly how I believed that she would hit the ground running, making an international fool of herself. Because that's what this woman has done. But this is what I expected. I expected no more from Liz Truss, right? Because remember when Sergey Redrov said that the woman was a dummy. Liz Truss is today going to try and convince President Biden and the rest of the world that trickle down economics is the way for us to go. And we all know that trickle down economics is a load of bullshit. It's just a load of bollocks. It's saying, what we're going to do is we're going to take loads of money and we're going to give it to rich people. And that will trickle down and you can get the crumbs. Remember the scene from Oliver where you've got all the boys looking into the room, into the dining room where all of the upper classes are eating really, really lovely food. And they're eating gruel. That right there is trickle down economics. That's exactly what that is. Because the boys are eating the food from the night before. They're eating their food from the night before. It's just been put into one big pot and it comes out as gruel. Looks like something only frogs and newts should be crawling over. That's your trickle down economics right there. I mean, it's really simple. I mean, it doesn't take right, brain boxes to work this bullshit out, because trickle down economics has been there from medieval times. I know that it was either Ronald Reagan or one of the Bushes. I think it was or George W. Bush. I know he was a big one for trickle down economics, right? But this trickle down economics has always been there. It's nothing new. It's not a new thing, right? They're trying to say it like as trying to rebirth it as if it's a new thing, and it's not a new thing. It's just ridiculous, right? So it's pretty simple. Right, it really is just it's basic, like 1, 2, 3, right? If you give a millionaire, let's just go on stupid figures. If you give a millionaire £1,000, what do you think they're going to do with it? Right, they'll be like, well, I've got everything I need, so I'm going to. I'll take it and put it in the bank. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. Just leave it there. Don't need to buy anything at the moment, so I'll just leave it there. Right? You give someone who's on minimum wage £1,000, right, and they're going to spend it immediately. They're going to spend it all because they've got to. Because there's loads of stuff what they need. Right? They might need to buy some scatter cushions. Right? They might need to buy a couple of tyres for their car because their car tyres are really, really low, and they'll wait until they get a little bit of cash, right? So they're going to do shopping with it, right? They're going to spend every penny of. None of it's going to go into the bank. It might go into the bank, right, so they can spend it on their card, right? And even when it goes into the bank, right, the bank's going to say, actually, you owe us like £35, so we're going to take that out of that, yeah. Right? That's how trickle down economics has never worked, right? Because it's you're relying on people, and I mean I've heard them say this morning, oh well I've heard someone say this morning, oh well the trickle down that's not supposed to work by you giving like the money what they're given, what you give to them more. The more affluent, the wealthy, the rich, the money what you give to them, right? They take and they spend it on businesses, and they open businesses and things like. So really, what, all of them? Do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. Right? This is why you've got people riding around in yachts, right, that are worth £400 million. Right? Who the fuck needs a £400 million yacht? But they have. This is why you got people riding around on these, because that's trickling down. Yeah, it's trickling down, right? If you sell luxurious yachts, it's going to trickle down to you, right? But it's something that doesn't work. right? And then what's happened is overnight, right? So this has the meeting. Their meeting hasn't even happened yet, but Biden's come out and said, "Listen, trickle down economics is a load of bullshit. It doesn't work. You have to build from the bottom, right, up, right, and then from the middle classes out." Doesn't that make a lot more sense now? Right? That you're giving people at the bottom, right, because they will take money and spend it in the economy, right? Which if the lower classes have got a bit more money to spend, right, that will encourage people to open businesses. Right, that will do that. But you can't expect the upper classes to open businesses, right, and then there's no one there to spend money in those businesses. Who the hell do you think they are? Energy companies? Come on, man, be serious, right? This is the problem, right? But then, right, Gillian Keegan has come out this morning. I think she's in Liz Truss cabinet. She's come out this morning and said, our plans is not trickle down economics, right? Now I'm confused. Now I'm really confused because Liz Truss, right, and then because they're saying, oh well, Biden hasn't responded to what Liz Truss has said. They haven't even had the meeting yet. But unfortunately, she's put it out there, and she's put out there, right, that she wants the whole world to follow. She wants the whole world to follow Britain. I mean, you have to say this woman is brazen, right? She's as brazen as you. What's it? Sell off their water companies. Yeah, sell off all your water companies, all your utilities. You know what? Even sell your hospital car parks. Sell your CO2 as well. She wants the rest of the world to follow. No wonder Putin wants to mute. No wonder Putin wants to new customs. Gee, that's something. I've just realised, right, that I've only just realised what she said, right, where she wants the whole of the rest of the world to follow us. Right? I didn't really see it as like before, but just saying it out, right? Because I've thought about it, but saying it out loud makes you realise how absolutely stupid it is, right? It's as stupid as someone losing their own freedom of movement. That's how stupid it is. And you know something, right? Only the arrogance of the English could turn around to someone and say, you know something, you should follow our failing motherfucking country. This woman, right, seriously, someone needs to dye her hair back to its original colour, whatever that is. Because this woman is, seriously, she's psycho. Not she might go psycho, she is psycho. She's up there gonna go tell Joe Biden, trickle down economics, right? And Joe Biden's already done said, listen, you know something, yeah, that shit don't work, right? It's a load of bollocks. But that's what she's going to do, right? The woman is already out there making a complete fool of herself on the international stage. And welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages you sent me. And a special thanks to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up. So thank you so much for that. I'll go through all the messages. I'll answer as many as I can. But I will like all your messages for definite. And it seems that, like, the Muslims and the Hindu leaders have come out in Leicester and said, you know what? We are brothers. I did say that, didn't I? And this, right, they said we've had to fight against racists and all that type of shit. And you people, right, are bringing problems from fucking India and Pakistan to over here. So we don't put up with that shit. Right? We've fought against all that shit already. Right? You guys are brothers and you need to act like that. That's how all the leaders have come out and said, and we're going to see how much effect that has. We'll find out. Vladimir Putin is threatening to nuke London. Putin is taking a proper beating, right, in the Ukraine, right? So at the moment, obviously, at the moment, this is like, a lot of this is just real. It's just talk because if we look at how Putin has conducted himself in the Ukraine, right, you'd have to look and say, well, I don't think that he would want to fight any like Western power, right? Even one of the small, just one of the smaller ones. I don't think he'd want to fight any Western power because I think that if he actually started stepping outside his region, right? And I'm not saying that that Ukraine is in his region. Do you know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying when I say outside his region, right? Once he starts going further than the Ukraine, right, then he's going to find himself in a real problem because then he's going to be messing with NATO forces, and NATO forces are going to start hitting him from all angles, right? So we know, right, that because of like the pasting. I mean, the Ukraine. Putin's talking about calling up another 300,000, like reservists, and like so going to teachers and saying to teachers, some 16-year-olds you got there. Do you know what I mean? And sending that, and sending, he's going to be sending children out to go and fight the Ukraine. So he's taking a real beating over there. Do you know what I mean? And he's making himself look really. I mean, he must be making himself look really, really stupid because this was supposed to be like a quick excursion. They were supposed to take over Kiev, right? And that was supposed to be. He was supposed to put in his puppet government, and that was supposed to be it. Right? That was supposed to be. That was all supposed to be done and dusted in in less than a month. We was talking weeks in the first place, right? Oh yeah, I know that. We have been. Us and the West have been supplying the Ukraine with weapons because they're white people, and we don't want to see white people getting murdered like that. But when it comes to black and brown people, we're not going to supply them with no weapons so they can defend themselves. Oh no, we can't supply Palestine with any weapons so they can defend themselves against an aggressor who has been destroying them for over 80 years. Oh no, we can't help them. Can't help the Yemen because we're supplying Saudi Arabia with the weapons. So I mean, how stupid would that be? Because we'd be playing both sides. We do, but we'd be playing both sides. Supplying them with weapons and then saying, "Oh, we're supplying Yemen, but we're selling weapons to the Saudis." I mean, we could go down those lines. We say, "No, no, well, we supply and then we sell." But if you're a black or brown country, especially not this country ain't helping shit. They just say no, oh no, 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 no. You have to just endure. And furthermore, right, if anybody objects to it, right, then you're motherfucking anti-Semitic. If you object to white people murdering brown people, how dare you? So Vladimir Putin is threatening nuclear weapons, a nuclear strike on us. So yes. And then today, businesses has had their utility costs capped. Right, I don't know what price, but I think it's probably about half the rate that it was going to be. So this is the first ever time we've had a business cap of utility costs. But it's for 6 months. But unfortunately, a lot of companies have already gone bankrupt over this already. So so it's just unfortunate, but it's already too late for them. It's there's quite a few people it's already too late for. And speaking of utilities, Liz Truss has said, right, it's a small cost to pay, right, for higher utility costs, right, for us, for what's going on in Ukraine. It's a small price for us to pay. And for a woman who's got around £12 million in the bank, it would be a small cost to pay. Right? But you see how these people are. These people are just like, what, it's not, it's not going to affect us, so we can just say stuff and just get away with it. No one's worrying about that. Liz Truss is prepared to be unpopular. This is what she said. She said, "I'm prepared to take the unpopular policies because I think that the Tories are just playing that the next 2 years, right? And if they was to win the next election, I think they'd be so shell shocked, right? Because right now, How long have I been saying that the Tories are completely out of ideas? They've got no ideas left, right? And that's the reason why they're reforming like trickle down economics, right? Something that has never worked in the past, it will never work in the future. Right, so that so rehashing that. That's why Joe Biden has just said that overnight. He's just sent that tweet out overnight to say, listen, you know what? Just stop with this fucking bollocks trickle down economics because the bullshit doesn't fucking work. Right, so Liz Truss is she's prepared to be unpopular, but I think because they're hoping that Labour takes over, right, in the next in the next election, and then and tries to clear some of this mess up. But Labour's still very scared of the whole Brexit debacle. They're very scared of it. They don't want to go. They don't want to go close to it. Why? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because I would just call these people out for what they are—a bunch of stupid motherfucking racist idiots, right? Who have destroyed this country, who have made us look like a bunch of international backsides, right? Idiots. That's how you've made us look on the international stage, right? Like a big backside, right? Who everybody is just taking the piss out of, right? Do you remember when Boris? Like, let's talk about some Brexit, shall we, quickly? Because I'm just keeping this one at 20 minutes, right? Remember when Boris Johnson said we'll be the first in line with a trade deal with the USA? And what did Barack Obama said? Back of the line, or was it the back of the queue? Whichever one it was, right? We was going to be at the back. And where the hell do you think we are now? That's because, Britain is not important on the world stage. Not anymore. Used to be. We gave our status up, right, when we left the EU. We gave up our status, right, where so much people can now be telling us what to do. They say to us, jump. And we say, how high? They say, like, crisscross high, man. Jump. Jump. Crisscross will make you, that's right, jump. You have to jump up high. And, that, right, is the position that we've put ourselves in. When Boris Johnson said, we are definitely going to get a deal, right, from the US. Definitely, right. Even though at the time Nancy Pelosi had said, listen, right, if you fuck around with Ireland, right, you're never ever going to get a deal from us. Okay? All of that was being said out loud as you like. I heard it. Everybody else heard it. But they're looking at Boris Johnson. Oh, but he's the man. He can walk. He can walk on water. He can walk on an imaginary bridge over the Thames. Right? He'll just spread the £50 million over the bridge, over the Thames, and just walk over to the other side. That's what he would do. Joe Biden has told Liz Truss, you must negotiate over the Irish Protocol. Oh, you see? Everybody can tell us exactly what to do because, right, we've given our sovereignty away. The same sovereignty that people are saying, no, our sovereignty, given away. But if Joe Biden can just say, you know what, get in there now and negotiate and shut up. I mean, so we're looking like on an international stage. We're looking like fools on an international stage. We look weak on an international stage. We look like a big bunch of wallies. Hold on, isn't a wally something you used to get from the fish and chip shop? I'm sure it was. Oh dear. Families going abroad have been stung by £80 million of charges by mobile phone companies. The same mobile phone companies that said to people, oh no, we won't increase when you Brexit. We'll keep our price exactly where they was. Yeah, right. And Britain has accused the EU of driving up the UK's energy bills by hundreds of millions of pounds per year by blocking a cross-channel energy cooperation, right, following Brexit. So they had this cross-channel cooperation, corporation, right, that they used to have between them and the EU, Britain, between Britain and the EU, so that they, that they can have the, they can make sure that they can control and keep energy costs down low. But the only problem is, yeah, the EU are the people who have the main control over it. So we, right, if we don't do as the EU say, right, the EU will drag their feet. As Britain is accusing them of, they're saying you're dragging your feet over this now, and that's costing us a lot of money. I say, well, haven't we got our sovereignty back? Isn't this the time when we should be saying, hold on a minute, we've got our sovereignty, right? So none of these things should, right? But they believe, Britain believes, yeah, that the EU are doing this because of the Irish Protocol, along with just saying to us, you know something, we're not letting you in the horizon. Say what? We're not letting you in. Oh, but that's what we have to put up with, because this country is full of racist idiots, right, who have voted against their own interests, voted, right, to lose their own freedom of. I was watching Eddie Murphy film. I was watching Eddie Murphy film Life the other day, yeah, and there's one scene I completely forgot about, right, where a guy gets his papers to leave the prison after maybe 20 years or something like that. He gets his papers to leave the prison, right? And you know something? He's so afraid to go back out, to go and get his freedom of movement back, that he runs across the gun line, right? And basically to commit suicide because he was so afraid to leave the prison. That right there, right, is people, right, in this country would run into the gun line, right, rather than get on, right, with a black or brown person or a person who speaks a funny language. You people are some racist motherfucking fools, and you need to grow the fuck up. Anyway, my friends, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm the MC John Ribs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.